It seems that Ricardo is not. Hello, Ricardo. No. Okay, so we're going to have the class only us, Tamara, right? Open your microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, plus we can have a dialogue. Okay, the thing is that we were supposed to, or you were supposed to you had a homework. Okay, did you do the homework?
I didn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have that reading text. Then we did, and you also have another homework, which was the grammar reference with introductory it. Okay, you remember, we're going to read that again. Go to page number 30 in your book, Tamara, please. Page 30 in the book. Did you get in there?
I'm looking in the book. What page? 30?
30, yes, 30. Okay, could you find it? What's the matter?
Okay.
Wait, I'm going to put it in my computer, okay? So wait a minute.
My computer is very slow.
It seems that is coming. Let me see. Wait. No. Here it is. Advanced Coursebook.
Trata de ingresar de nuevo porque no sé, mi internet también está lento, también se me queda pegado, pero ingresa
Yeah,
de
wait,
nuevo.
wait. Okay, so we're going to go into page 30. Okay, 30, and then
Macarena is trying to connect, I think.
But I can't do it. I can't see it here. Yeah, there are two. Macarena and Ricardo trying to connect. Okay, so here is the homework. We were working, what I want you to see is to review what we were working the other time. Okay, can you see that?
Yes, I can see the screen.
So in here you have 4 ways, 4 moments in which you you can use it as an introductory, as an introduction of the sentence. For example, number 1, to avoid beginning a sentence with an infinitive or gerund. Okay, instead of saying to catch up with old friends is always good, you say it is always good to have a chance to catch up with old friends. To emphasize a relative clause or clef sentence, when you say James was the one who left the lights turn on. Yeah, you have to say it was James who left, etc. When the subject of a clause is another clause, it's shocking how many people don't bother to recycle the rubbish. Many people, I said it would be something like how many people don't bother to recycle their rubbish is shocking. And finally, in the structure subject, verb, subject plus verb plus it plus adjective plus infinitive clause. I found it embarrassing to have to tell her how I felt. So it would be how I felt, or to have to tell her how I felt. I found it embarrassing. Okay, so in those cases, you can use it to start with the sentence. Okay, so you have to do these exercises that you had in here. For example, we have become so disconnected from the natural environment is sad. Ricardo, it seems that we are alone now. Did you do that of the test or the homework?
No.
Try to do it now then.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot it.
Got a lot of homework. That we have become so disconnected from the natural environment, it's sad. So rewrite that sentence using the introductory it.
It is sad that we have become so disconnected from the natural environment.
All right. Okay. Number 2 says to learn basic first aid skill is vital for school children. Can you do it, Macarena? Oh, it's gone.
Oh.
Okay. You will have to continue.
The connection is awful today.
Yeah. To learn basic first aid skills is vital for school children.
It is vital for school children to learn basic first aid skills.
All right. How dependent people have become on mobile phones worries me.
And it could be, it worries me how dependent people have become on mobile phones.
That's right. That you were bitten by an insect of some kind is likely.
It is likely that you were bitten by an insect of some kind.
Right. To make new friends was difficult for me.
It was difficult for me to make new friends.
That's right. For people to contact a member of staff first is vital.
It is vital for people to contact a member of the staff first.
Yeah, all right. Not to throw away letters with your name and address on them makes good sense.
It doesn't
No.
makes no. No.
It makes good sense.
It makes good sense.
Not to throw away letters with your name and address on them. That's it. Okay, it's very simple. And the last one, that you should never tell anyone your password is common to knowledge.
It is common knowledge that you should never tell anyone your password.
All right. Okay, so in here, what you're doing is using it in order to avoid sometimes to start a sentence with a to infinitive or with a gerund, okay, or with a clause, or to emphasize sometimes the person, okay. I'm going to continue sharing, but let's see. Wait a minute. I'm going to use, I can't remember if we did one of this. Let's see this one. Introductory it exercise. Are you observing?
Yes.
Can you see? Yeah, all right. In there you have the explanation again. It says, when the subject is an infinitive phrase, the sentence often begins with it. However, when we wish to emphasize the infinitive phrase, it can be put at the beginning, especially if it is short. We write the following sentences using introductory it. For example, to become a millionaire was his lifelong ambition. How would you start that sentence?
It was his lifelong ambition to become a millionaire.
That's right. To withdraw now will be cheerfully. To withdraw now will be cheerfully. Tamara.
It will be cheerfully to withdraw now.
To withdraw now. That's right. Good.
What's sheer folly? Folly?
Sheer folly is like a real stupidity.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's will be sheer folly. I think I looked for it the other time, but I didn't write it. So I don't know if I have, but I think it is like that. Okay, that's the idea. It would be stupid to withdraw. That's the idea. Okay. The next one, Ricardo. To err is human, to forgive divine.
It is human to err, to forgive divine.
Yeah. It is human to err. It is divine to forgive.
Ah.
Yeah. It is human to err. It is divine to forgive. You change it in the order. To learn English is easy, Tamara.
It is easy to learn English.
All right. Ricardo, to understand his motive was difficult.
It was difficult to understand his motive.
Right. Tamara, to think of it now would be premature. Premature.
It will be premature to think of it.
Would. Not
Would.
It would be premature to think of it now. Okay, to drive so fast could be dangerous, Ricardo.
It could be dangerous to drive so fast.
Right. Tamara, to get such an offer must be tempting.
It must be tempting to get such an offer.
That's right. Ricardo, to consult specialists must be advisable.
It must be advisable to consult specialists.
Right. And Tamara, to accept your advice is difficult.
It is difficult to accept your advice.
Okay, I think I sent you this to do the homework, so you have to do it. It's a good practice. Okay, and I'm going to continue with the next one. Here we have another part. It says introductory exercise. Introductory exercise. It can be used in cleft sentences with who and that clause to emphasize one part of a sentence. Study the following sentence. My mother took John to the theater yesterday. It was my mother who took John to the theater yesterday. Emphasis on my mother. Or it was John that my mother took to the theater yesterday. Emphasis on Peter. Yeah? All right. So how could you do this? Ricardo, John threw the book into the fire.
It was John who threw the book into the fire.
Yeah. Any other way with the book? El libro que tiró John a la chimenea.
It was the book what John threw into the fire.
It was the book that John threw into the fire. That's right. Let's see, Tamara. Susie met James at the railway station.
It was Susie who met James. No. Oh.
Ricardo?
It was James who Susie met at the railway station.
Right. It was James who she met at the railway station. All right. The next one. Susie liked the design of the door very much.
It was the design of on the door what Susie liked very much.
Okay, it was the design on the door that Susie liked very much. Okay, my father bought me a toy car yesterday.
It was a toy car what my father bought me yesterday.
All right. Okay. Could it be another way?
It was my father who bought me a toy car yesterday.
That's right. The manager dismissed the dishonest cashier.
It was the manager who dismissed the dishonest cashier.
Right.
Or it was the dishonest cashier who the manager dismissed.
That's right. John worries about his dad's health.
It is his dad's health what John worry about.
Worry about, yes.
Worry about.
Worry about. And with John?
Huh?
With John?
It was John who talked to the manager.
No. The other one, number 6.
Number 6.
Yeah.
It was John who...
It is John.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's in present time. Tense.
Yeah.
It is John who worry about his dad's health.
That's right. Now, John talked to the manager.
It was John who talked to the manager.
It was John who talked to the manager. Yeah, all right. The police arrested the suspect.
It was the police who arrested the suspects.
Okay, it was the police who arrested the suspects. It could be, what about now the suspects? Can you do it with the suspects?
It was the suspects. Oh.
Plural.
Yeah, plural.
Okay, it could be, I don't know if you can say it was the suspects. Or you can say they were, no.
Yes, can we take the suspects as a whole?
No, I think it is plural in this case. It was the suspects who the police arrested. Yeah, in this case, would be like that. Let's see if, what is the solution for that, okay?
Okay.
It was the suspects that the police arrested. Or it was the police who arrested the suspects. Yeah, both cases. Okay, so that's it. It's not difficult, but you can know now how to replace the idea of starting with the infinitive. Normally, you don't start with infinitive. Okay, normally, it's better to start with it. Yeah. Sometimes you can start with the gerund. It's more useful to start with the gerund, but not with the infinitive. It's not very common to start with the infinitive, right? Okay, let's see. So now we're going to move into the collaborative task and discussion on page 31. Okay, page 31. Let's see in here. Wait a minute, I'm going to open the book anyway. I don't know where the book is. All right. I will have to open it again. No. Here. Yeah. Okay, so as Tamara can continue observing, okay? Yep, here is what we're going to do now. We're going to work, this is a speaking thing, okay? Collaborative task and discussions. Discussion, parts 3 and 4. That is responding to and expanding on your partner's ideas, okay? Before going into the listening here, I am going to show you the organization of this, let me see. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah, this is the page. And here you have the instruction how to do this part. The collaborative task is another way of that they use in international examinations. Yeah, one is the interview, and another one is this one, the collaborative task. Okay, so we're going to read this so as for you to know. Yeah, what do you have to do? For example, it says here, what is being tested in this collaborative task? Tamara, read that. Part 3.
Part 3, test your ability to
Negotiate.
negotiate with the other candidate to reach a decision. You will be expected to give your opinions and evaluate ideas, as well as listen and respond to your partner's ideas.
Okay, here is, they are not interviewing you. They are asking you to collaborate with your partner. Usually when you start in these interviews or, tasks in international certifications, they put you in pairs. And then one of the things that they do is test your ability to negotiate with the other candidate to reach a final decision. All right, that is the idea. What do you have to do, Ricardo? Read that, please.
What do you have to do?
Yes.
Work with the other candidate to discuss something together. The examiner gives you both the first part of the task on a task sheet with some ideas to discuss. This is also written on the page, and you have some time to look at it before you speak. The task may involve solving a problem, negotiating, agreeing, and disagreeing. Discuss the task with the other candidate for 2 to 3 minutes. The examiner will then give you another instruction asking you to discuss something related to the topic and to make a decision together. You have about a minute for this.
All right. This is what you have to do. Then you have to talk, but you have to be collaborative with your partner. It's not that you are going to say everything and the other guy is going to be quiet in there. You have to collaborate. You have to add some information, ask him questions, etc. That is the idea. Please, Tamara, read the strategy, please. Oh, it's very long. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Read it.
Okay. 1. Read and listen carefully to the instructions. Use the time given to look at the task on the sheet. Ask for clarification if you do not understand. 2. You should discuss each of the prompts in some detail, but don't spend too long on any one idea. One of you should start the discussion. Then take turns to give your opinions, agree, disagree, etc. Turn-taking skills are important. Avoid dominating the discussion or interrupting rudely. It is important to involve and encourage your partner and follow up on what they say.
Okay, Macarena, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have a problem with the connection.
Okay, don't worry. Read number 5, 6, and 7, please.
Okay. explain things in a different way if you can think of a word or phrase and don't leave long pause.
Pauses, long pauses. Yeah.
Use words such as right or okay to fill the gaps. Number 6, try to use a range of functional language such as
Stop it there. Try to use a range of functional language. Repeat that.
range
A range of functional language.
of functional language, such as asking for and reacting to opinion again and disagreeing.
Agreeing and disagreeing. Agreeing. Oops. Yeah, continue reading, Ricardo. Agreeing and disagreeing. Suggesting.
Suggesting, speculating, opening, speculating, opening, and summarizing the discussion. You should be prepared to compromise in the second part of the task in order to reach a decision.
All right, so see, this is the collaborative task. Okay, so this is one way in which I can interview you for the test, speaking test. It could be a collaborative task or an interview, all right? And also a discussion, but I think I would like to see the interview because we never saw this before. So I think we need to read this, the interview. Okay, so wait for me, please. Yeah, here. Yeah. Okay, so Ricardo, you start. Because it seems that Tamara, I don't know if Tamara is there. Start.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay, yeah. So let's start with Tamara this time. What is being tested?
Okay. In part 2, the focus is on your fluency and your ability.
No, we're not. No, we're here. We're observing this. Part 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on the other side. I'm sorry.
Interview.
Okay. Okay. Part 1. Focuses on your general interaction and your social language skills. What do you have to do? The examiner will ask you and the other candidate for some personal information. You will be asked different questions.
You will be asked.
You will be asked different questions about things such as what you do in your spare time, your work, studies, and your future plans. This will take around 2 minutes.
All right. Continue reading, Ricardo, now the strategy for the interview. What is the strategy for the interview?
My microphone was off.
Yeah.
Number 1, avoid giving one-word answers.
Avoid.
Yeah. Avoid giving one-word answer. Add detail, but not too much. Number 2, try to sound interesting. Don't speak in a monotone. Number 3, speak clearly. Try to speak confidently and look relaxed. 4, if you don't know a word, say it in another way. Don't leave long pauses. 5, listen carefully, both to the examiner and to your partner. 6, if you don't understand the question, ask for it to be repeated. 7, give relevant personal answers, but don't speak for too long.
All right. So see the differences between an interview and a collaborative task. Another thing that we're going to read a little bit is part 2, individual long-term. Okay. Read this part, Tamara.
Okay. In part 2, The focus is in your fluency and your
On
ability.
your fluency, on, not in, on your fluency.
On your fluency and your ability to organize your ideas and express yourself clearly. You will have to take comparisons.
You will have to make comparisons, yeah.
Comparisons and speculate about the situation in the pictures.
Okay, in here, in individual long term, they're going to show you pictures. Okay, and what is being tested in here? Your fluency, your ability to organize your ideas, and if you are being able to express yourself clearly, and your capacity to make comparisons and speculate about the situations in the pictures. All right, Ricardo, what do you have to do?
What do you have to do? You are given 3 pictures on the same topic. You listen to the task, which is also printed on the page with the pictures. The examiner will ask you 2 questions about the pictures. You must answer the questions by comparing 2 of the pictures. You can choose which pictures you want to talk about. You are given 1 minute to do both parts of the task. You then listen to other candidates speaking and look at their photos. When they have finished, you have to give a short answer to a question related to the topic.
Right. What is a strategy? Tamara, read number 1 and number 2, please.
Okay. 1. Listen carefully to the instructions. It's important that you understand exactly what you need to talk about. Ask the examiner to repeat the instructions. Ask the examiner to repeat the instructions if necessary. But remember that the instructions are also written above the pictures. 2. Summarize the main similarities and any difference between 2 of the pictures. Differences between 2 of the pictures. Talk about the general ideas and don't be tempted just to describe the pictures or go off topic. You will need to speculate and give your opinion, especially about the second part of the task.
Okay, Ricardo, 3 and 4 and 5.
Make sure you answer both questions. Keep talking for the whole minute. Use paraphrases and fillers if necessary. The examiner will say thank you when the minute is finished. Listen carefully while the other candidate is speaking and look at their picture, but don't interrupt. When the examiner asks you a question related to the pictures, give a short answer.
Okay, so we have the interview in which they ask you questions only for you, right? Mainly personal things, yeah. And you have to give answers which are not very short, not one-word answers, for example. You have to, put emphasis in certain things in order to look interesting. You have to speak clearly, modulate, etc. You have to use fillers in order to complete, etc. Then you have the long term, which is this one, in which you are shown some pictures, and then you have to describe, compare, and you have to speak for 1 minute. I think this is very complicated because it just show you an image, and then you have to talk about it. Sometimes the images are very, it's like a desert, for example. So in that case, it's little what you can, retell or describe. So you have to, in that case, start to give your own opinion about it, okay, in order to make it talk for the minute, okay? And you have to use fillers, like sorry or if, whatever, you know, things in order to talk about it. And you have to express your opinion. This is for this long term. And then you have the other one that we are going to see now, which is the collaborative task. Yeah, in which you have to, they're going to test your capacity to collaborate with the others, right? Okay, good. So now we're going to continue. No, this is not the one. I don't know where I have the book here. This is it. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to go into the collaborative task and discussion. It says here, responding to and expanding on your partner's idea. Listen to two candidates, Daniela and Martin, doing both parts of the part 3 task. Which candidate responds to and expands on what the other candidate says? Yeah, they're going to talk about this topic. Read them, please. Read the one in between is the core, the most important thing. How do these experiences help people to become more mature? That is the question. How do these experiences help people to become more mature? And then you have being a parent, completing their education, being financially independent, being asked for their opinions, moving out of their parents' home, right? So now we're going to listen and check what they say, what the candidates say, all right? Let's listen for the first time. Let me check. It is